What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Mike back again with another video. You know the vibes, man. So I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about something really simple, I guess. I get this question every so often. I've had discussions in Discord, group chats, you know, on Instagram, Twitter, what have you. And it's not necessarily a common question the way it's structured, but more or less it's a common question in terms of why this over that. A lot of the times people say like, why shoot film? It's expensive, da 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 da. But if you really weigh the comparisons, you're more or less spending the same amount. You know, it's just that upfront you pay an exponential amount versus, you know, something where it's like a steady increase over time. Yeah. Anyway, the topic I wanted to talk about is why, or excuse me, how I started shooting film. So, you know, grab some popcorn. You know, I love to talk, so yeah, get ready. So I want to say early 2018. Yeah, I want to say early 2018 is when I really got into photography a little bit more seriously. I went and bought my first DSLR, or like, you know, something that I guess I considered a little bit more serious. At the time, it was a Canon T3i. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. It had the 50 1.8, but it was like the second iteration of it, so it was like the cheap plasticky, like loud, you know, just the old version of it. Still a great lens, but it came with that, and I was running around taking pictures. I didn't know anything about photography. I didn't know shutter speeds, I didn't know apertures, da 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 da. Fast forward a few months, I had bought a 30mm 1.4 Sigma, you know. I was just doing a whole bunch of gear acquisition. I was buying lenses that I didn't need to buy, and I was just wilding for real. I was just spending money that I didn't need to spend. You know, a few months later, stuff happens in life, and I had a pretty bad financial situation, and you know, I lost my car and my license and da 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 da. So I was like, dang, you know, I really need to put myself back in the position to where I can drive around and I can, you know, get to work without having to pay for Uber. I was spending like $1,000 a month on Uber. It was crazy. Anyway, I ended up selling my camera. It was like I had upgraded to a 60D 30mm 1.4 Sigma still. It was an AP sized sensor paired with the AP or the EFS lens, so it was meant for a crop sensor body. The transition was like 48 mils for a full frame equivalent, excuse me. Anyway, basically I got finessed, I got scammed. So, you know, I got scammed, I was out of camera, you know, I'm all sad and stuff. Photography is my way to express myself, you know, emotionally display, this is an outlet for me. Photography is an outlet for me. You guys see me up here on YouTube, this is just another avenue for me. I draw, I sketch, I write a lot, you know, stuff like that. So, anyway, during the time, this is like mid-2018, it's around my 21st birthday or whatever, I ended up, you know, out of a camera, and I was real sad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to compensate how I was feeling and what I was going through at the time. So I'm out in the Central Valley. I think I'm visiting my family or something out there, and I go into some random thrift store. The thrift store is video game themed, and I'm like, hey, you know what, let me just go in here and see what I can find. I go in, and all of a sudden I see older cameras, right? And I'm thinking, oh, okay, you know, maybe he has a DSLR or something. Doesn't. None but film cameras. I've got like $65 in cash on me. I probably had like $200 in checkings or in my bank account, period. I shouldn't have done this in hindsight, but you know, it ended up working out for me. Anyway, yeah, so I go in and I'm seeing all these old cameras and stuff, and here I'll show you one for a reference. I'm seeing stuff like this, you know, on a whole bunch of shelves. Stuff, it literally missing the battery cover or the battery holder, you know, no lens, just looking kind of, you know, looking worn, looking real worn, you know, but he also had, you know, cameras. His name was Jose. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, his store is permanently closed. I would have plugged him, but you know how stuff goes. Anyway, so I saw one of these. I saw a few of these. He had Minolta Maxxum 7000s, 5000s. I bought a whole bunch of cameras for like 10-15 bucks all at a time. I bought some other stuff, And again, I went to CVS, I picked up some drugstore film, and then boom, slapped it together. So I was running around that entire summer shooting Superia, shooting Ultramax on, you know, a camera that looked just like this, if not this one, you know, 7,000s and 5,000s. Taking portraits, taking pictures of random stuff, you know, and basically, in a nutshell, after the summer, I took like 10, 12 rolls down there, got them all developed, got them all printed, and it made me realize that, you know, this was something for me. This was, you know, the ideal for an individual like me. The creative process was a lot slower. The process of the development, you know, really living in the moment, it helped me become present, and it helped me express myself, get that creative flow out, you know, in a lot more of a impactful way than, you know, digital photography had at the time. Obviously, after that summer, I picked up a digital camera. You can't see on my Instagram anymore. I had a whole bunch of digital images, but cleared that out so my Instagram was a lot more cohesive. But the film aesthetic, the film process, how I started shooting film was under unfortunate circumstances. That's really it. That's really it. I more or less, you could say I discovered it on accident. It was a happy accident though, you know. I guess what you can take from a story like this is that no matter your situation, there's always a silver lining or something positive you can pull from it and hopefully turn into, you know, something everlasting. So with that being said, I'm pretty much gonna wrap it up. I've been talking forever on this, you know, this video. Follow me on Instagram right here at MichaelOMO. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can either drop them in the comment section, come over to Instagram, hit me. You got a question about a camera? I'd like to assume I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to film stocks, film cameras, different formats, whether it be, you know, an SLR, a TLR, 6x6, even 110. So yeah, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. All right, yo, I'm out.